Good evening, Brian. Welcome. Well, first of all, welcome to Ryan and Brian's excellent Halloween Horror Nights podcast. We are back in the month of May for episode 4, and I want to state for the record, Brian, that I was right. Epic is open, and there has not been an announcement of any houses.
I obviously am unhappy about the point, but I'm more unhappy about what I said when you predicted that, which is I really hope not.
Yeah.
Because here we are, and it has
I didn't think so. Like, it was, I said it, and I was like, it makes sense, but I'm like, surely. And there was a couple times, honestly, I was like, you know what? It seems like something's coming up. They had the preview merch drop, and I'm like, maybe, like, we got a announcement coming, and nope. We are currently Memorial Day weekend recording, and Epic is open, and we have nothing. We do have a Friday the 13th coming up next month.
Ooh, that's spooky, Ryan. I wonder if there's any relevance there to what we talk about and that date.
Maybe, maybe there's a correlation there. Maybe we get something on that day, but who knows? Still no news. Like I said,
nothing.
We have a little bit of a preview of what maybe some of the branding's going to be for this year. But
or maybe not at all.
Besides that, Epic is open, and honestly, good. I'll congratulate Universal.
Yes,
you guys did a great job opening it. Everything seems to be running really well. I'm jealous of overall.
Yes,
it's not a disaster like
it's not
opening up of Florida back in
that's
the
very
original.
true.
Yeah, exactly. So you didn't have that. They did a lot to prepare for that, and all in all, I mean, the lines haven't been too bad. I'm jealous. I kind of was like, you're not going to catch me there around opening time. It's going to be so busy. And now I'm like, well,
yep.
That would have been a lot of fun. So who knows? Who knows when we'll make it down? But that's been Universal news, honestly. Epic has been taking up all the bandwidth.
Yeah.
Brian, so what are your thoughts on that?
And that's it. Thanks for tuning in, guys.
And we said we would record.
All right. I'm exhausted. I'm kind of stripped down right now on my setup. I rearranged the office again. But the good news here, Ryan, is we are about to get our first HHN drop.
Yes.
And you know why I know that?
Why?
You know how I can confirm that, Ryan?
How?
Because we are recording an episode right now. And any time we record an episode, something happens, whether it's a new spec map, merch drop, something happens like within the week after. We're always outdated. So I am convinced we are willing this, and it also is great timing. Epic is open.
Yes.
It's the end of May. I'm sorry. I got a lot of emotion here, Ryan. I texted you angrily the other night about the discussion I had to have with my group where we update on us out-of-staters. I know you're out of state, but you're like, what, 5 hours away?
Yeah, I'm not really out of Georgia.
Doesn't count. Georgia is just northern
At one
Florida.
point in time, Universal used to honor Georgia as
residents.
As a resident, and I'm upset that they still don't.
Yeah.
Or that they don't anymore.
So we just had to make a call because, and part of this is because our good friend Tyler, who helped us on the AI episode last year, which we're still working on. We haven't forgot about it. We're still going to try to do one. They are going to make it happen. They're going to come to HHN this year, which is the best news. And so then we were like, well, when are you going to go? And he's like, well, are you doing premium? And I said for the last 4 episodes, for the last 6 months, I've said, I'm going to premium. I will not budge on that.
Yeah.
Turns out they waited me out. And I was wrong. And here I am in May, June, July, August, 3 months for the event. I have a baby coming anytime in the next month. Theoretically, I mean, we're going to be full term very soon. And so I just can't, dude. I can't deal with it. And so I said, I'm going opening weekend. I don't care anymore.
Oh, okay.
And so, because I asked when my friends were going, and we kind of talked about it. We're giving it till June 9th.
Okay.
That's our drop date where we're booking regardless if premium's announced or not. Yeah. And that breaks my heart. But I can't.
Oh, you're talking about booking accommodations. I was like, I don't think tickets are.
No. I'm talking about accommodations, flights, all that, because the flight deals are crazy right now because it's been really expensive to fly to Florida recently, which is really annoying. And so it's just like the longer I wait, the more I'm going to get burned financially.
Yeah.
And so, it's just tough. It's, and I know we have Epic Universe. This is unprecedented. I would argue if you go back for the last 7 years, this is probably up there in the top 2 or 3 latest we've ever gotten anything. I would say it's number 1, maybe. I don't know if that's true, but usually we have fan merch or something. So they did give us a little something with merch. We'll get to that, but I just still... It's hard. It's, I want a book, and it's like, here's the thing. I know I can I have the flexibility to wait, and I'm just kind of complaining about something silly here. If there was not a premium night last year and it wasn't so amazing, I would have no problem. I would just pick a weekend. I'd pick an October weekend and say, hey, we're going. But premium was so incredible. I want to go for that.
I mean, that it was a unreal experience.
And it might not even be the same.
Yeah.
That being said, Ryan,
couldn't you always just fly in on Thursday
on opening weekend?
Yeah,
that's our
premium
plan.
Would be then.
That's our plan. Okay. Our plan is Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Friday, Saturday, Sunday, if they don't announce a premium by June 9th.
Okay.
And we might even push it depending on my friend. I can't push it though because we're going to have the kid and it's going to be the last thing on my mind. And I'm not going to be able to just book.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be thinking about it. So I don't know. Anyway, all that to say, we have nothing.
Yeah.
Another spec map dropped from our last episode, and Ryan, it changed again.
Yes.
With location changes, title changes. Where did some of these rumors go? Last time we're like, Poltergeist is coming. Nah, it's gone.
No.
We're gonna get a repeat.
Nope.
Insidious House. No, we're not.
Correct.
We're getting 12. Okay, now we're gonna get a White Whale all of a sudden. Friday the 13th. What is happening this year, Ryan?
It's hard to say.
Oh my God!
It is. Every year is a weird year. This year is weird in its own way.
It's weird. It's unique to itself. But yeah, let's talk about. I will say the merch.
Yeah. Which ended up being its own little. So I will say that I actually like the branding that they have, like for the Halloween Horror Nights 34.
Yeah, the Halloween Horror Nights logo with the vines and the color. Honestly, the color gradient and vibe gives me a 28 adjacent feel.
Yeah.
It definitely already feels like it's gonna be. So but as soon as I read "Never Go Alone," I was like, I have to go online.
Yeah.
People are gonna lose it because they were angry last year. Is this the third time we've used it or second time? They changed it during
the third or fourth.
This is it.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. I don't care if you're gonna go with the same phrase every year. This is not the phrase to go with.
No.
It's just
at least See You in the Fog kind of has this.
See You in the Fog would be a million times better.
Yeah. But yeah, when they keep on doing this Never Go Alone thing.
And half my friends who bought it, Rob bought the hat because he always goes alone. That's how he goes.
Exactly.
It doesn't make any sense.
What we need to do, Brian, is if we ever create merch, we should just have merch that says "Go Alone."
Oh my goodness. Oh, your microphone appears to be noisy. Sorry, this is our first time on this program, so we'll see how it goes. But whatever. Ryan, overall, the spec map is fascinating.
Yeah.
And some new titles are interesting and some old titles. And it's all over the place. I will say I'm just a little excited that it's end of May and we don't know anything. We still have ideas, but it is kind of fun to be in the dark for once. It also is because we're not really living in the weeds this year around on it, so it's kind of nice to be like, wow, there's still nothing. That's crazy.
And it really makes me feel like announcement season is going to be hit after hit after hit. We're gonna have another announcement week.
Yeah, do you remember that?
Yeah.
When they just started dropping stuff daily. We're like, what are they doing?
Yeah.
And it was amazing. I love it. And then obviously the best day ever when you went down, for your birthday? And you were in the park and they dropped everything.
Yeah.
You were like, oh, I'm just going to get a Chucky drop or something.
Yeah.
And then it ended up being literally everything.
Everything.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good stuff.
Yeah.
Speaking on Epic, though, I did want to say The lines are not very long, but I still think this has something to do with our first theory. When I was like, man, I think people might be scared of opening weekend. And B, the 3-day ticket.
Yeah.
Because do you know how long the wait was for Dudley Do-Rights today, Ryan?
How long, Brian?
Longer than Harry Potter and the Battle of the Ministry of Magic.
But also, what was the temperature of the...
It was very hot. But it was a 100-minute wait. Hulk was at 60.
Yeah.
Velocita was at 90. So, like,
that's long for Velocicoaster.
That's long for Velocicoaster. Everything was slammed. And Studios was busy as well. And then Epic Universe was like 25, 25, 35, 45, 55. It's crazy. No one saw this coming, although we kind of did. But I don't know. I still think by end of summer, you'll see a more realistic representation of what the crowds are going to do at that park.
I mean, it's pretty expensive to go to that park. I saw that someone posted that there's still tickets available for each day, but it's like $180 now.
Yeah.
If you're buying day of tickets, that's a lot of money for one park.
For one park, one person, you double that. I mean, that's a hotel room for 3 nights.
Yeah.
And so it's just not on property, but it's still expensive.
Yeah.
So it's been fun to see. I honestly am fine with them working with low crowds to get everything because I know there was some downtime on rides, and that's the other thing. You can pay $180 to not get on something in a park that, while it's amazing and the rides are obviously all like high ranked and great and startup, there's not that many attractions like big ticket. Each land has one, right? Yeah. And so if you're not going to be able to do them all for what's $200 by the end of the day with tax and then just food and everything else.
That is the main reason why we haven't planned a trip ourselves yet, is because I'm like, okay, I'm fine paying it, I can't wait to go, but I want to do it when I know that I can go and experience everything.
Yeah. Now, opening day and the day before, Hogwarts did have a 300-minute wait. Battle of Ministry. Sorry, I call everything Harry Potter and Hogwarts because I can't keep up anymore.
Yeah.
But that being said, I think it's time.
Which thank God they went off virtual queue.
Yeah. Yes.
Because I mean, I don't care. Just tell me how long it's going to be.
Just tell me how it's going to be. And I'll wait it.
And thank you for building a queue long enough because that's the big thing with Hagrid's, is that really after you get much past 2 hours, the queue fills up and you can't. Just close it. Like
you just close. Yeah. You're like, all right. No, they did. It seems like they took a lot into account. And Stardust. Everyone's like, well, Stardust has a low wait time too. I was like, bro, Dueling Dragons never had a line. It's a high capacity attraction. Yeah. It's a high. If you took one side down, it would still have really good capacity.
Yeah.
And it's doubled. It's gonna have a short line.
Yep.
I don't know what to tell you.
And build word of mouth. People need to hear about it.
And right now, people are going to the big stuff. Dragons and Harry Potter win, and then next up is Mario. So
yeah.
That being said, it had us rethinking if we're going to try and go in. I think we're just going to play it by ear when we're down there, whenever we do go. I think our goal is to just go in for however long we can and just do like Monsters and Stardust and walk around the park. It's not going to be, and that's pending the ticket prices and the availability. So, but that's all you could do. What else? What did we do? I want to shout out to, because I don't know if you are going to do this, Ryan. You like to enjoy the content of the stuff at the event before you go.
Yes.
My buddy tried to watch Terrifier.
Okay.
And he stopped.
Okay.
He did not. He's like, I don't want to watch any more of that. I will just go through the house and enjoy what I can. I was like, nah, you got to watch all 3. And he was like, I really don't want to. Half of one was enough. And I was like, it only gets worse. And he's like, yeah, it's exactly why I don't want it. So are you going to try and watch all the content this year?
I will probably. I mean, I always try to. I think in the last several years, I've watched most. I think probably going back to American Horror Story. I think was the last one that I really didn't watch. Yeah, I watched 1 and 4, but I didn't watch the following years. So I mean, it'd probably be similar, where I'd probably at least watch one of Terrifier or part of whatever, and then and then go from there.
You'll get the idea, and then.
I mean, I would go in thinking that I would watch all of them, but ultimately, I'm old enough at this point where I very much value my time, especially having a kid. I don't have a lot of free time, so I'm not going to be like, just out of pride, I'm going to spend 6 hours watching content I don't like because of pride.
And that's very fair.
like I get excited. Today I was able to play one level of Doom: The Dark Ages, and I was like, oh, I had so much free time today.
So, yeah.
And I looked and it said 1 of 22, and I'm like, this is going to take me 3 months to beat. When this is probably would have just been one weekend before I had a kid.
That's,
you know?
Yeah.
So, where's the Doom house? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, I would love to see a Doom house.
But
it would be great.
Obviously, you all can tell that there's lots of stuff for us to talk about.
I mean, you want to go through the spec map again?
I mean,
hey,
really,
can we talk about that WWE is still on the table?
I mean, it's still on there.
Let's go. It moved locations, but it's still there.
And I mean, I don't want to talk too much about Friday the 13th until it's actually announced. But I mean, it does look more and more like it is going to be. But
again, everything is hearsay. We have no idea.
Yeah.
Fallout's at the back of the park again. All of a sudden, I don't know. Friday the 13th. I have two things with that. It's like Friday the 13th coming. Why this year? It's just a little confusing, but also
I can tell you why it's this year.
Because is it because of all the things that changed?
It's because they rebranded it, and they specifically rebranded it for licensing content. And
yes,
they made that whole thing where they we're doing a new game and whatever. I'm like, just do the old game again.
Just do the old game again. We don't want a new game.
Yeah.
They did that. For those of you who don't know, the Jason Voorhees and the Friday the 13th entire thing has been in limbo since a copyright change like 8 years ago, or there was some law, and essentially the original guy was like, wait a minute, I'm entitled to compensation and I own this character because of this new law, and then no one could agree and everything got shut down. And now they just changed it and rebranded, and I guess it's back. I don't know. I just let characters live on. Anyway, if we get it, great. It's a win. Not that there's any year that it makes sense to come at the landscape we're in right now with HHN. I still think it'd be great. I don't want it in that location.
No.
And Terrifier, rumor, we're looking at the most updated, spec map. Terrifier going back to a soundstage makes me even angrier because Terrifier would be perfect for where Friday the 13th is. I still think someone's got that wrong. And with how many things have changed locations on this map,
well, that's
I'm still
the thing,
waiting
Brian.
for it to go
it's
back.
like, okay, we're going into it now. So Friday the 13th.
Yeah, we're doing it. I got him.
If it is coming and it's in Fast and Furious, I'm not excited about it. Like, I can't be, because like in my mind, I'm like, I want to go and walk through Camp Crystal Lake. Like I don't. Like, sure, could you just have him be in there and have him be claustrophobic? Because that would be cool.
You could do like Black Phone style.
Yeah, you could do that, but we all know what we want.
Right.
We want the big house with the big budget with...
Give me what I want. Yeah, and that's what Friday the 13th needs to be.
And the thing is that we partially had that when we had Freddy versus Jason. And so
Freddy versus Jason, and he was he there the year they did all the slashers?
He did it in 17.
In 17, but I hadn't seen that house, so...
I don't think he had his own house, though, right?
No, he didn't. He would have been featured. So yeah, a big Jason house is what we want. And now... We've seen Insidious and Halloween both move from small locations to bigger locations. Maybe this is a soft pitch. Be like, look, it works. And in a year or two, when this new branding is taking off and it's doing better, they'll throw it in a soundstage.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I don't know. It is... I don't want it to be...
Unless it was a late edition. That's the only thing I could really think of is like, okay, we didn't have it, and then like in April, so all of a sudden the license holder's like, you know what, we'll give it to you, and they're like, oh, we're just gonna, oh, we can't do these sound stages. They've already been, let's throw them in the Fast Furious,
Yeah.
But also, if I remember correctly, everything I've seen about it's been like the legacy of Voorhees or something like that, or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, which is kind of like vague. It's like, could it be kind of almost like Friday the 13th universe without Jason?
Right. Without, Interesting.
Yeah. But if he's in a soundstage, I'm instantly number one.
I mean, you go back, you think of stuff like Evil Dead.
Yeah.
And Cabin in the Woods, where you had the actual full built scale cabin.
Yes.
It's
what we want.
It's what we want. Give us what we want. Yeah, I don't know. I'm so intrigued by that. And honestly, for my little happy horror heart because I've seen a lot of negativity on the forums about the IPs and on Twitter and or X or whatever. I've seen a lot of people being like, what are these IPs and who are they for? Yeah. And it's like, okay, like, yeah, Five Nights at Freddy's is a younger demographic, and wrestling is a younger demographic. Right. But also, like, the event is 13 and up, so they do aim a little bit at teenagers. And B, we have two, like, the most slasher you can have. Yeah. If we get Friday the 13th and Terrifier, that makes me happy as a horror fan. Yeah. Because that is, like, I don't know what more you want. And so, I don't know. I'm excited for it. And the other thing on the map that got me excited is, are we getting an overseas port from a house? Which would be maybe pretty dope. So, I don't know. The other thing that made me sad on this map, the Lagoon show disappeared. We assumed that was wishful thinking. I don't know. I know that it's a ton of money and there's no return on it. But people need to go somewhere, you know? You need another show.
That is going to be a big problem. Crowds will be another problem again this year, where it'll be slammed and you won't be able to walk around. And maybe they open up more things. I mean, I feel like we say it every year, and not that anyone from Universal listens to this podcast, but one of those things you just don't really understand. You're like, it seems like it wouldn't cost that much to do a couple of these things, but hey, we're not the ones that run a park. Yeah. And all available resources, I'm sure, were thrown at Epic. Yeah. So I don't know. I still trust ILO. I think it'll be a good year. The merch drop was so weird with nothing to follow it. Yeah. That confused me more than anything, honestly, was like not having tickets, not having anything announced, nothing. It was so random. In June, usually is when they drop the Frequent Fear tickets.
Right. Yeah. So when are multi-ticket? Is everything just going to go? Who knows? I don't know. It's crazy. And, everyone's just kind of talking about
we did have the pseudo confirmation that Premium is coming back.
We did have that. I do have to address that.
Which was, I forget.
My buddy Spence saw a post. And he was like, oh, cool, what's this? Let me read it. Or a thing on the website or whatever. And it was reading the fine print. And it said, keep in mind, this does not apply to premium nights.
Yep.
Or premium Scream. They said it specifically, premium Scream night. And the big thing there was, it was not plural, because that's been my hope, is that they're going to announce two. But it was stated. So is that copy left over from last year? Maybe. Or is it confirmation that they know it's coming?
Yeah. I mean,
and that gave me glimmer of hope. I mean, I'm grasping at anything right now, Ryan.
I think it's coming, but
yeah.
We'll see.
Oh boy.
Well, there you go, everybody. I mean,
that's it. We stretched it as much as we can. I can't give you another 40 minutes of this.
as much as we can. There's not much going on right now in the Halloween Horror Nights universe. We're trying to give you content. We're trying to give you that drip feed of all the things we know you want.
But there's nothing. Some people got really hired. Casting is going on. There's been some people getting hired. So, which is crazy because everything's confirmed at that point. They have the costumes. They know what they're casting for. So I want to give them a job well done on keeping this stuff under wraps because, and maybe that is part of it. Maybe they did scale back a little bit, but that seems kind of not in line with the budget for the houses because it would be hard to do that same scale with the smaller team. So whatever they changed or did, I mean, and also good job on some of the third-party, fan sites that are cleaning up any leaks or anything.
Yeah.
It helps keep it alive, and it helps make a bigger impact when the stuff is actually announced. So, but as a fan, it's frustrating.
Yeah.
Because I know come in a few weeks, it's going to be August before I know it, and I would be so sleep deprived. I'm like, nah, I'm not going. I don't care. So, no, I will.
It's going to be a good time. But
it'll be good. But when?
Yeah.
Monday, Tuesday,
Stay
Friday.
tuned.
It's this week.
I mean, it's not unheard of for something to happen this week. So we'll see. We'll keep you guys informed. And remember, go alone.
Go alone. We need to... Oh, would we get sued if we came out with Ryan and Brian merch that just says "Go Alone"?
Why?
Oh. It's too close to theirs. One word away. I feel like they would come after that.
I mean, did you stop?